Okay, so now it's time for the big reveal of my balcony door. Oh my god, I'm not just gonna show you the door. Oh my god, here's this. It opens! So they finished my balcony door. It fits. Now we just gonna have to clean this part up and put a metal frame right here to protect it so that way it won't scratch and then the wind won't have to go in. I am happy overall. I'm super happy. Now I get to enjoy my balcony the way I want to, and it's beautiful. Y'all don't know how long I've been waiting for. I am super excited. Like, y'all just don't know. I've been super excited all day since they called me this morning. So I'm like, oh hell yeah. So this is gonna be a 3-part video because I'm decorating my living room as well as the balcony. And any advice or little pointers about decorations, let me know. If y'all want to put your 2 cents in, let me know, because this is going to be the best thing ever. Excuse the loud noise in the back. And then another thing I got from my neighbor, because they are so kind when it comes to giving things to each other, is this painting. So from the look of this painting is a little over a year old, and I love the paint and everything. Like, I love paint. I love to study paint. So y'all know what it is, but stick around because this is going to be amazing. Like, everything in here is going to be screaming out bohemian chic. Everything in here is going to be neutral colors. I'm thinking of pink to throw in, but most of the part it will be off-white, brown, beige. You know what I'm talking about. As far as the rugs goes, I'm still looking for rugs, but I'm going to be putting some plants in here, pictures, and maybe some other good things here too. I'm going to make it my business to redo this apartment and get all the bad memories out, all the bad energy out. I'm going to give me some sage so I can sage the place, because after what I heard about this apartment, yeah, it's definitely going to need some saging going on around here. And I already prayed over this apartment. I already christened this apartment. And I'm happy. It's like now it's time for me to make it feel like home until I move into my new place. But yeah. Hey everybody, what's up? So as you can see, I'm getting my balcony door installed. And everything is getting fixed as of today. It's been 11 months since I've been waiting for this, and I am super happy that it's actually finally coming true. This couldn't have been the best time. And then it's nice outside today. We reached up to 74 degrees. This has been nothing but the best spring of my life I've ever been, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I'm going to show y'all the after once they finish, and that be in an hour or so. So let's see. Hey everybody, how you doing? Happy Mother's Day to all the real mothers out there. So I'm just chilling on my balcony today, and this is how I'll be celebrating my Mother's Day. Unfortunately, there's nobody in my life to celebrate it with me, and I don't got people coming over here with flowers, but it's whatever. But so this video is pretty much about what I'm about to tell you that's very sensitive. Anybody who can't seem to listen to these types of videos don't need to. But I just wanted to get it out there and to say God bless to the women like me who suffer at the hands of their abusive baby fathers and ex-boyfriends or whatever the case is. And I didn't think if I was to tell anybody about what's going on with me or what went on with me that anybody would believe me, because nowadays not a lot of people will believe a person if they say they was abused by their exes or a baby father. Just like the past couple of years with my exes and ex-lover, I was abused more than once. And it wasn't even for a real reason or for a good enough reason. And I feel like no reason should be good enough to put your hands on a woman. But seems like my exes wanted to do that to me and they thought it was okay. And I had to prove to two of them that it wasn't okay. I had to put one in jail and I had to really fight the other one. And I was literally fighting for my life because he was constantly doing this for 3 years. And on a daily basis, I was always arguing with him, always have to prove myself to him, always have to, get in his behind about everything. And what I went through, it was horrible. And I don't wish this on no woman out here. So I had met my daughter's father back in 2013. I met him at his job when I was signing up for benefits. At that time, I was in the middle of job hopping. I was hopping from one job to another. And in between jobs, I got pregnant. I dated my daughter's father for about a couple of months before we got pregnant. And by October, I didn't know I was pregnant. I didn't have no symptoms. Like I said, I wasn't sick. I was losing a lot of weight and I didn't know why. So when I found out I had a thyroid issue, at the same time I found out I was pregnant. Told the father about it. He was shocked, but he was happy about it. And he accepted the pregnancy. So we ended up being a couple. I didn't think it was going to go this far, but he wanted to step up to the plate. He wanted to be truthful about everything. So he felt like he wanted to tell me about his life. So I invited him over to my house so we could sit down and talk. And he told me he also had 5 other kids by different women. Some in Jersey, some here in New York. I was like, okay. I wasn't bothered by it because it was right before me. So what can I say about it? So fast forward 6 months later, I ended up seeing him 2 more times before I stopped seeing him. And we broke up because of his cheating. So he waited till after we got serious to want to cheat on me for another woman at the bar. And I was always wondering why he was going to the bar every day after work. And now I know. The woman that he was dealing with works at the bar. And it didn't take me long to find out that he was cheating on me for other women from different clubs, from different areas in the Bronx. And I was like, okay, so I'm not the only woman in his life. So about a couple of months later, I gave birth to my daughter. He was nowhere around. I called him on the night of my induction. I had to be induced because the baby wasn't doing as well as I thought she was. And she was making me bleed. And I was having all types of pains and everything. Yeah, so things got a little pretty hectic. My pregnancy was really rough. So I called him and left him a message. I didn't get no answer from him. So about a couple of months after that, he finally saw his daughter. And this was when my mother was living with me. So I thought everything was just fine. Everything was perfect. I couldn't be more happier. Wrong. The stress started after my daughter was 2 years old. When her father came back in my life, he wanted to make things right again. In my mind, I thought he wanted to be a better man. He wanted to be a man to me as well to my daughter, our daughter. So I never shut him out of my daughter's life. I wanted him to be a part of it. And he kind of started to act very abusive and controlling. It went from arguing with me to put his hands on me. And one day he came over to see his daughter. And I decided I wanted to let him know that it was completely over, that I found somebody else. I couldn't see a life with him because he wasn't the monogamous type. And everything in his power, in his being, was telling him, like, yeah, this is not right. This can't happen between you and Sherelle. And he knew it. He even told me at one point he didn't think we was going to make it. He thought that it was just a temporary fling. Everything was supposed to be light. It wasn't supposed to be this heavy. But he told me he loved me. I didn't think I was going to get that out of him too. So while he was talking to his daughter, playing around with her and everything, I told him that I found somebody new. And that me and him could only be friends. He got upset. instantly jealous. To him, I'm not supposed to have any friends. I'm not supposed to be around nobody. I can't even do as much as say hello to anybody. One time when we went to the pizza shop, he saw that a guy was saying hi to me. Somebody I knew that lived around my way for years said hi to me, and he instantly got jealous. He got upset. He questioned me. Who was that? Was I fucking him? All this stuff. And this continued on for a whole year. Every time somebody would say hi to me or somebody would have a conversation with me, he would instantly think I'm sleeping with them, even if I was on the phone with them. So that's what I knew the abuse was going to start happening. And then out of the blue, I was not expecting this, but when I was going back to his job where I was going for my appointment, I had an appointment over there, and he saw me. He wanted me to come back to his office. I said no. So he waited until I got off of my appointment. I was done with my appointment and I was on my way out. He stopped me and said he wanted to talk to me. So he pulled me into the staircase of the building. We was on the 5th floor at the time, and I was walking down the stairs because I knew it was going to be an argument. So I was like, talk to me while I walk out. So we had an argument. Of course, what he does, he slams me against the wall. He squeezes my arm. He questions me, argues with me. His boss heard it, so his boss told him to get back to work, and I left. So he comes to my house later on that night, 9 o'clock. We argue some more. He was pretty much questioning me like I was his daughter rather than his baby mother or a grown woman. We was no longer a couple, so he had no right. So about a month later, he actually took the whole month, away. Like, didn't want to speak to me, didn't want to be bothered with me. But he ain't lasted no more than a month and a day. So I was like, okay, what do you want this time? Once again, we got into another argument. So he was like, I just want to know, are you seeing anybody? I want to know who you talking to. How many male friends do I got to worry about? How many female friends do you have that I gotta worry about? Do you and your friends all come to your house? Y'all be huddling in a group like little girls, and he be playing around. Like, he try to be sarcastic. He's one of those dudes that even though you're upset, you trying to be sarcastic and laugh about everything like everything's all cool. But we already know what that was heading. So we was having this conversation throughout the whole night. It was very like mind-blowing, and it was really aggravating because it's like, even though you're not his girl, he still think he got every right to question you about shit. Like, this is an interrogating room. I'm the suspect. You're the cop. And he was constantly doing this. Like, y'all don't understand. This was going on for a long time, for 3 years straight. And the fight started happening when he was in front of my daughter. He got into a rage, and we got into an argument. So he feels like he wanted to bear hug me, pick me up, bite me on my breast, and then squeeze me half to death. We started fighting. So I kept scratching him. I kept hitting him. And the abuse just kept going on like that for 3 years. It was the squeezing, the biting, the scratching, the hitting. Hit me upside my head to the point I had nerve damage on the left side of my head. He kept hitting me in my chest. He kept bear hugging me to the point my back would hurt. So long story short, he was doing all these abusive things, putting his hands on me for 3 years straight, thinking it was okay and thinking I was going to go right back to him. I called the cops on him when I had enough, and this was about the 2nd year of him doing this to me. This was it was in January, and this was in 2015. 2016, he comes back in my life when we bump into each other up the block from where I lived at, and he was on his way to the liquor store. That was another sign right there that shit was about to go down. Walk away. I walked away, but he didn't want to walk away. And just like a raging bull, he wanted to keep following me until I got to my house. Stopped him in front of my building to let him know he was not going to come upstairs to my house and rage hell in front of everybody. My kids was up there. My brother was up there. You really want to do this right now? So I told him to keep on moving. Go to your family's house. Leave me alone. So this was the time he was homeless. He was hopping from house to house. He got kicked out of his baby mother's house / supposed to be his girlfriend because she found out he was dating me. She found out he got somebody else pregnant. She didn't know it was me. So I kind of left that alone, and then he kept coming back. And when I said that he was obsessive with coming to my house a lot, he was obsessive with calling me, come to my house, talk about, oh, let's get one more out for the road, meaning he wanted to sleep with me again, get me pregnant again. If it was up to him, he would try to put out 5 kids, and he would try to get like full control of me, and I was not gonna let that happen. So I was like, hell no, keep it moving. Thank God for birth control. And this is when I first heard about the Nexplanon birth control that's underneath the skin of my arm. I was super happy that I even got that, because that should let anybody know I'm not getting pregnant no time soon. I wasn't planning on getting pregnant. I was like 5-6 years maybe, but not now. And I was in the middle of trying to get a job, so in no way, shape, or form was I ever, ready to have another kid, And like I say, in the first place, I never even thought of having kids. Growing up, I was like, I love kids, but I wasn't thinking about having any of my own. But I had 2. And I was like, okay, when I first saw my kids and I looked at them in their face, I felt like so blessed. Sorry for the car thing. I hate when people drive their cars out here thinking it's some car race. But yeah, long story short, I was not doing it. I wasn't having it. I wasn't tolerating anything else. And I was so afraid of him because he was so big. He was huge. He was about 250 pounds and he was 6'6". And I was not having it. I think it was 6'6", 6'7". He was a big dude. So like I said, everything was so unpredictable. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if he was going to flip the fuck out if I said no. But to let y'all know, it was never easy. And it was never easy coming out of the relationship. It was never easy trying to gain the strength to leave him alone and to hide out. And I hid out for a while. I didn't tell nobody this until this year when I told my aunt. I was like, yo, I'm taking painkillers for my head for all the times he hit me in my head. I sustained a lot of nerve damage, blows to the head. All the times I got hit in the head, I fell, had a seizure, and it was just ridiculous. It was really crazy what I went through, and I shouldn't have to go through that at a young age, and I shouldn't have to go through that in a relationship. So that made me not want to trust another dude ever again. Like, I didn't want to date another dude. I didn't want to look at another dude. It was like, you know how you're so hurt by somebody that you supposed to be caring about and loving, they do that to you? It makes you not want to date anymore. So I stayed single for like 2 years after that, and then I met somebody, but I didn't take them serious. So yeah, it was like really horrible. My dating history between that time I left him until now, it was kind of sketchy because, like I said, trust issues was up in the air. I was scared for my life. I didn't know if I should trust the next dude or anything, trust them by their word. But it was like really hard for me. So that was that. And right now I am at that level where I'm trying to learn more about myself and what I can handle, what I can't. And I'm talking to somebody about it. And I'm learning how to trust men again. But as for this point, I'm staying with myself. I got a lot to think about. And I'm finally happy that I got to meet his family. And I got to talk to his family about this because they didn't know what I was going through. And they come to find out I was not the only woman he was doing this to. According to his cousin, he did this to 3 other women. And out of the 3 other women, 2 fought back. One of them came to his house to fight him and bust him inside the head with a Heineken bottle. I was shocked. I was like, okay, I couldn't do that. And me being smaller than him, I couldn't even reach to his head to even do anything damaging. But I'm glad I got out of it. I do think about it a lot. And it reminds me of never to trust a man. And if he ever becomes so angry, to run away from him. But will this mess up my future planning of being with somebody? No. Trust a dude, that's going to take a while because I don't trust no man and their word. But I'd be damned if I end up in another abusive relationship and not tell nobody about it. So that's just what I wanted to put out there for everybody to hear and to let y'all know that the reason for my aggressive behavior and to not trust nobody is because of that. So I see y'all later.